is this divine music. Obviously the third movement is the most popular because of this melody led by the horn, etc. The greatness for me is the start again. You compare the start of each symphony, first, second, third, fourth, so atypical, so different, so unexpected. The courage of the pulse and the statement from the very first bar, which is a sort of incredible wish for a must. You like it or not, you have to go through that, It imposes on you immediately new way of moving on with music. The way he fade out at the end of the fourth movement, keeping elements, fragmented melody in the strings, which are divided. You have to search for the so-called, I make jokes with the orchestra, say, bitte zeigen Sie mir mehr die Melodie in Travestie, the travesty melody, which means if you don't search for the notes of the melody, the way it's written by the genius of Brahms is not readable at first sight. You have to search for it. So this idea of decomposition at the end of the finale, from the magnificent melody which opens the fourth movement, is another sign of what will move progressively onto Schoenberg, will become progressively the Klangfarbe melody, a melody out of one single sound. I now understand why I'm more confident with Brahms than Beethoven. Very simple. I rationally never thought of it, but it's clear because when I was still a student at the Milan Conservatory of Music, in 1972, Claudio Abbado asked me to be his assistant in La Scala. And at the time I was 19 years old. And the first thing, very easy thing he asked me, you have to prepare me reading the symphonies of Brahms, the whole four, which I do in one season. I do the complete cycle. Before I arrived, the orchestra should have made the reading rehearsal with you. I said, oh, Jesus. And now, what I'm going to do with that? And Claudio was very kind, because I was so bloody young at the time, that we sat hours together with the score of each symphony. He gave me all kind of indications. This experience gave me the courage to make my debut with La Scala Orchestra at the age of 19. I will never forget, Fourth Symphony of Brahms in an orchestra pit. And in the darkness of La Scala, I had to give this upbeat seesaw to the out of nothing from an orchestra pit. It was very surrealist, the situation. And that gave me the stomach energy to fight through also the difficulty to meet an orchestra like that, and the shyness, being so young, to rehearse a Brahms symphony. And that went on with the other symphonies, and that gave me then confidence enough to start performing Brahms, and I could learn from that. There is a clear matrice in the cantata 150 of Johann Sebastian Bach. That was the inspiration to Brahms. And therefore you start from Bach again, and then when there is the solo flute in the middle of the finale is obviously an homage of Johann Sebastian Bach. It's clear the way it has been conceived, and not only in the melodic but also in the choral way he accompanied the solo flute. I sometimes make jokes to prepare that solo flute with the so-called Duracell effect, where you're losing battery power, and then it starts this tired solo flute of a poor man or girl singing. No, there is nothing to die or to slow down, in the sense that it's so clearly written for him that one pulse goes to the other without a change. And then the hypothetical pompousness of the chorale of the trombones, which follow the solo flute, has a natural flow.